The other primary religion that was founded upon Mahdi doctrines is that of the Qadianis, and they like to call themselves as the Ahmadis as well. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was from the province of Qadian in India, and he was born around 1840 CE. And as a youth, he took an active part in siding with the British Empire in India against the religious and nationalistic movements that demanded that England withdraw from their lands. In 1885, he declared himself to be a mujaddid, a renovator of Islam. And then finally in 1891, he worked his way up to the call that he was the Mahdi, which eventually led to his claim of being the Masih himself. In other words, he claimed that he was the Masih, Isa ibn Maryam, until finally in 1901, almost 20 years after he began his call of self-aggrandization, he came out and declared that he was the Rasul, he was the Prophet of Allah. And during this period, he continued to call himself all of these titles simultaneously. So he would say that he is the Mahdi, the Masih, the Nabi, the Rasul, and so on and so forth. And he said that he was better than all of the other prophets. And he was also an ardent preacher for unity and cooperation with the British. And he claimed that the concept of jihad had been abrogated by him, thus there should be no opposition to the present rulers of India, meaning the British government. And of course, the connections between Mirza Ghulam Ahmad and the British government is well known and documented. It is interesting to note that in his own lifetime, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was not really able to spread his teachings, and all the ulama of India refuted him. And in fact, one of the greatest scholars of that era, Sheikh Thana'ullah al-Amratsari, went to the extent of having a public mubahala. A mubahala is a mutual curse in which each person invokes the curse of Allah upon himself if he be the liar. So a mubahala is a mutual curse. Each side curses, not the other side, curses itself if the person is telling a lie. And in this case, in this mubahala, which occurred between Mirza Ghulam Ahmad and Sheikh Thana'ullah in the year 1907, to be more precise, on the 15th of April 1907, they exchanged this mubahala and they said, "May the one who is true to Allah, may the one who is rightly guided outlive the other, and may the liar amongst them die in the lifetime of the one who was telling the truth." So this curse, this mubahala took place, and it was a public mubahala. It took place on the 15th of April 1907, and they exchanged this curse that may the liar amongst them die in the lifetime of the one who is telling the truth. And less than 1 year later, on the 16th of May 1908, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad died on his bed in a disgraceful manner that we seek Allah's refuge from, defecating and vomiting at the same time. And Sheikh Thana'ullah lived for another 40 years after this mubahala, preaching and calling others to the worship of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. Today there are many millions of followers of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and they are very active in spreading their religion, especially in Africa, where they have many charitable works that they use in order to attract the people to their ideology. And Muslim scholars, of course, have unanimously agreed, ijma', that anyone who believes in any person as a prophet after the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is simply not a Muslim and cannot be treated as one. So this is yet another religion. The Qadianis, initially they were founded upon a person who claimed to be the Mahdi. And these are the two primary religious groups that broke away from Islam based upon the concepts of a Mahdi. And there are many more Mahdis that have come in the past, and obviously we do not have the time to list all of them. Suffice to state that it is very clear that all of these aspirants who claim to be the Mahdi in the past, they all used this doctrine in order to further their own political, social, or religious goals that they had.